Hey everyone, welcome back. Our third guest is a Latino comedian from New York who's conquered stand-up comedy with his unique storytelling style after gaining inspiration from the Latino sketch comedy troupe New Eurekan Rule, from the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe, where he and I performed together an entire year in a residency titled Barriolesque. And today, he's not only recognized for his stand-up comedy, but for his productions and his charitable work. Joining us to tell us more, we welcome my boy, Mr. Tangara himself, Edgar Rivera.
Yeah, yo. Happy birthday, Rhina.
Thank you, thank you. You see, I do my little pinky. I do my pinky.
Oh, there you go. People get so
Yeah.
mad at me because I throw the pinky at everything. What is the pinky? I said, I got tired of the piece. I got tired of thumbs. I just do the pinky. That's it.
The thing is that you're identified by it.
Yeah.
Hi, Edgar. So lovely to see you. I know you're in LA. This is the beauty of doing these virtual interviews, that we're able to connect in spite of. And so let's talk about what the past 2 years have looked like for you, senor.
Oof, man. The past 2 years have been rough, man. Unlike, like everybody else, I guess. We all have gone through it in the past 2 years. But 2 years ago, I had an accident. I fell down a flight of stairs and it completely took me out of the game, 2 surgeries. I had to learn how to walk again, basically 6 months without walking. So it was really drastic, man. It happened in 2019, December. So I felt like by May, maybe I could limp myself on the stage, because you know how it is. We need this stage. People don't understand. Laughter is the best medicine. But what it does to us, giving the laughter is priceless. So I figured, I was like, hey, you know what? I could limp myself on stage. And then a pandemic hit and the whole world got shut down. And then I was like, everybody knows how I feel now.
Right.
Already shut down.
Right. I mean, it was pretty extreme, but it's interesting how, although your circumstances were different from everyone else's, well, not necessarily, because we all ended up having to shelter in place, but in some aspect, you were given the opportunity to heal with ease and grace because you had no choice. None of us had a choice, for that matter. But that still doesn't change the fact that you were unable to be amongst people physically, right? Even if let's say you healed within the 6 months. I don't know what your healing process was, but just in your field, which requires that present, that in-person exchange, I can't imagine, and I feel for you guys, really.
It was a rough 2020. It was crazy. When all this started with the Zooms, which I am grateful, I could do a Zoom interview, but comedy on a Zoom, it's not the same at all. It was just so weird, me looking into a camera and not knowing if people are laughing in the other end, because as comedians, we need that feedback. We need, we work off that feedback. So I wasn't so much into the Zoom, but now that the world is opening up little by little, I'm traveling again. I'm back out there. I'm working as much.
I know you were recently here in New York.
Yes, I was there. I performed in Pennsylvania, Allentown, Pennsylvania. I did New York, the Bronx. I did Jersey. I did a few spots out there. Every time I go back to New York, I got to hit everything I can.
So how's California been treating you?
California is beautiful. No coats. No cold. Everybody say, will you ever come back? I'm like, I don't know. I love it. I love it out here. It's a different pace. It's being raised in the Bronx, you know how it is. We're born in the concrete jungle. It's like buildings. We are all on top of each other. Not till you move somewhere else do you realize how congested we are. And
right.
When you have a problem, it becomes my problem, and that's why everybody's so mad. So you come out here, everything is in the open. I love it. I love it out here. I miss the food in New York.
Yeah,
that's one thing that I do miss.
But I know. I did LA for a little while. I was very disappointed with bagels, pizza, and Chinese food. There isn't no China. Well, when I was there was no Chinese food. It was like Thai, and that's not the same as Chinese. But I'm happy it's working for you. I'm happy that it's, shifted your mindset. Speaking of which, I understand that you also have a podcast called Brothers in Arms that is geared towards assisting men with being, I guess, fully self-expressed is the way to convey it, because it's all about mental health awareness.
Yes. So last year, during the midst of the pandemic, I had a friend that committed suicide. and it really messed me up. You know, it really messed me up to the point that I got so scared because I was one of those people myself that don't talk. As a man, you know, my problems are my problems. Yeah, I'll tell you I'm okay. I'm a comedian. I can hide it very well. I can hide all my problems very well. And his death scared me because I'm like, man, what do you have to go? What are you going through inside that you actually get to that point? So that's how the podcast came about. So I'm doing it with Eric Nieves, and I have Dr. Dan Radner. So I also have a doctor on the podcast, and basically we just talk about mental health. We talk about, you know, how men should express, how we should connect with our emotions, how it's okay to cry. You know, I grew up in a Latino household where crying was a sign of weakness. You know, like you know, when you're little, you can't cry, you can't cry. That's only little girls cry. You don't cry, you don't cry. And I feel like we hold everything in. So the podcast is going good. We just wrapped up the first season, 19 episodes, and looking forward January to kick off the second season again, and hopefully bring more awareness and let guys know that it's okay to connect. It's okay to talk. You know.
That's so honorable. I love it. I love how you're destigmatizing just being emotional, right? Because we always refer to women as emotional creatures, but guess what? How different are men? I mean, it's just a matter of conditioning. That's it.
I feel like women have this, you know, and you know, it's crazy. I dedicated the show to men. I want to talk to my brothers out there, and most of our listeners and viewers are women, which is interesting because women, you know, women están metidas en todo. They want to know what's happening in the world,
Well,
which is
there's also that familiarization of hearing it come from men's voices.
yeah,
Yeah. So Eric is here in New York and you're over there and you guys do this simultaneously. That's interesting.
so Eric is in New York, Dr. Dan is in Ohio, and I am here. So yeah, so we the same way we're doing this, assume, you know, and it's a beautiful thing actually. One good thing about the Zoom is that we don't have to worry for someone to come into the studio. We don't have to fly no one in. We can just do it
Right.
from our
Right.
living.
It's definitely cost efficient. So
Mhm.
before we go, let's just share with everybody where they can listen to the actual podcast, Brothers in Arms.
www.brothersinarms.tv. Brothersinarms.tv, man. Check it out. I show a whole different side of me, Rita. You know, I mean, it's crazy. It has nothing to do with comedy. I've cried. I've cried in this podcast, and it's that's how much I share. You know, and I open up on it. And the guests that we've had have done the same thing. And you know, ladies, if you're listening and you want your man to express themselves more or connect with their emotions, send them that link, brothersinarms.tv, and then, you know, hopefully they'll open up a little bit more. Ooh, open.
Open. There you go. That was my closer. Edgar Rivera, everyone. Mr. Tangana being a little more serious this time around.
Thank you.
Brothersinarms.tv. That's his podcast where they talk all things men and mental health awareness once again. And also for more on Edgar Rivera, you can check him out on Instagram at Edgar Rivera Comedy. All right, stay tuned because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
Jeez.